Good morning. It's Harvey Jackson. Just going to get into some news here. Floor crosser crosses the floor from conservative going to liberals, and that puts them within one person of being a majority. And he's got some strong links to the CPC, the Chinese governing party, and it's suspicious as well as the area that he's now representing was the same area that had threats of life in from China as well, and this guy crosses the floor. So there's going to be a lot more news on that. You can probably follow up with some of that as well, but let's just yeah, I thought this was so sarcastic, but I'm going to play it anyway.
CTV News political commentator Scott Reed in this conversation. Scott, great to see you. This is big breaking news tonight. Another Conservative MP crossing the floor, joining the Liberals. A big gain for them.
Huge news. Incredible news. The absolute, precisely perfect Christmas present that Mark Carney could have hoped for.
Yeah, he's so liberal, like the liberal television network, and there's a liberal broadcasting network. Well, maybe AKA CBC, AKA CTV. They're definitely going to have the big push on this. Russia has surplus of peas after failing to boost exports to China. So it's noted in here. They grew 700,000 metric tons, and no increase in sales to China, even though China has basically cut us off here to Canada, and it is a problem. Another story showing how the Russian farmer is in trouble again. So they've taken out wheat, they put in peas, and now they don't have a sale. Soybeans steady, but set for second weekly drop on demand woes. So you can see here, I took this from Standard Grain. We're only at 25.9%, just over 3 million metric ton committed. Now, there is some sales that don't have unknown destinations. Maybe it'll move it up, but we still have no idea. Whatever the end date of the target of the 12 million metric ton expectation, because there's so many different dates that these guys are moving around. So they're moving the goalposts anyway, but still way behind. Let's have a quick look at the weather. Extreme cold in here. Well, extreme. It's winter weather, right? But anyway, you can see some snow moving across, and yeah, we're getting covered here. Here's just a little bit of a flash of the cold as it's going to come in. You can see here as it ends, you could swear that it respects the 49th parallel here. Here's just a snow building, and I'll make note of this again. I'm going to say that we're probably not going to get a whole lot of grain loaded out in Vancouver or Seattle. There's going to be a slowdown of grain shipments just because of that excess moisture hanging out in the coastal regions there. Here's your precipitation anomalies, and you can see at Christmas and throughout the timeline there, it does not look like there is going to be any problems in that key area where the soybeans are growing. Canola down 470 at 616. I know we were there a couple of days ago, recovery yesterday, and now we're back down in that area. It seems like it's a tough spot to break through. So anyway, we'll leave it at that. Rapeseed down as well to 478. Soybean oil down 0.4 of a penny at 50.42. Palm oil down at just over 4,000 ringgit. Crude oil down again, and some of this is being reported as being responsible because of the confiscation of a Venezuelan oil tanker. We'll see how this keeps playing out. Soybeans 1083 down another 10 cents, and spring wheat is just fractionally up, while the other wheats are down 2 to 3 cents. And corn is down a couple pennies, and the Canadian dollar is still holding up here. So just quick look at it. You can see how we're actually just this whole week had been just kind of chopping sideways here. We'll see if it can continue to consolidate. But you're getting some of these moving averages moving a little bit closer to this as well. And when you look at the November contract, it's actually more steady downward. There wasn't the same kind of holdout as there was on the front month. Rapeseed looks like a little bit of a recovery on when we zoom in here, but when you look at this, It is currently $153 price differential between the front months of the European uh, uh, rapeseed and the Canadian canola priced in Canadian dollars. So 153 didn't have a whole lot of movement last year. It's when we got to the 175 or greater, and closer to the $200 mark. So that price differential might have to move another 20 bucks. Um, does that mean that canola has to move $20 down? Not necessarily. If we can get the European rapeseed to make the move, that would help us as well. Soybean oil, we're now trying to approach this 200-day moving average. If we move back down in here, there's probably going to be a break for canola as well. Soybeans, uh, this lack of news on the exports have definitely put that pressure on there. Same thing with the meal. And crude palm oil, all the oil seeds are kind of following each other here. But then you also have the pressure from the crude oil actually pushing this down as well. So the CAD actually it gapped higher. If we look at this, I put this circle in only yesterday saying, hey, any clients with a US dollar deficit, we should be looking at clearing that. And if we look farther back, that actually is a pretty impactful area. I think we do clear their accounts. I would love to say that we're going to get back to 74 in those areas, but I don't see it myself at the moment. So I think we clear those US dollar deficits on the balance sheet on some of the brokerage accounts. Canadian dollar notches 2.5 month high. And for the CAD to continue outperform, I just in the highlight area here, you would need some USMCA trade uncertainty resolution. So right now we don't have a resolution, and we need some of that to stabilize, and I don't see that happening just yet. US dollar index has fallen down. That should support your crude oil price. That should support your wheat complexes as well, and it doesn't seem to have held up here. Now, and this is 2015, that the last time they did this, or they have any adjustment on this, and yet I look at this and I go, why is it weighted with 57.6% in euro when you look at the US dollar, how it trades against all the other baskets? Yeah, anyway, but this is just a percentage when you look at Japanese CAD, your Swedish krona, your British pound, you name it. Wheat's a snore fest here again. I flip through all of these, really not telling you anything, but here's the corn. It's kind of getting sandwiched between this pivot extension line and the 200-day moving average. That's all I have for you.